Hello everyone, it's Brandon here with ROA Off-Road. I'm
John Romer, and this is my new Reboot that I've only had for a couple of weeks, and we're out here at the ROA campout near Panguitch, and just been having a wonderful time with everybody so far. And so yeah, I'd be happy to show you a couple things that I've started in on. It's we're just getting started with the mods, but there's a couple of little things. So
yeah, this is what, your fourth trailer from ROA?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it's the fourth trailer from ROA, yeah.
And you always mod them out, so
you
only had it a couple weeks, but you still got some things done?
Well, they're just a blank sheet, you know. You have to get them and then start turning them into your own thing, whatever that might be. So it's fun to do that, and it makes them personalized and makes them more suitable for what we do. And we go out in the desert a lot and go camping, and it's just kind of fun to have them as convenient as possible. Some of the mods are like upgrading the toilet, for instance, and bringing up the drop-down shelf and other things just to make life a little simpler and preserve water and make showering better and various things like that.
There's one mod you did that I really liked, and it's the one up front.
Oh yeah,
it's one of the easiest ones too.
Yeah,
let's start with that one.
It's a good starter mod. You know, when you're going to get going and you're kind of reluctant to get the tools out and start tearing into things, well, there's one you can do that kind of gets the ball rolling, and it's one of my favorite mods. And it's actually the easiest and requires the minimal amount of planning. So that's kind of nice about it. And that's the splatted bug mod. You see how terrible this thing looks right now. So when you hook up and start towing it, you get these splatted bugs on there. I mean, that's really the first mod that you do, whether you like it or not. And once you've done that, well, now you own it, and you can just go ahead and start drilling holes and cutting and fabricating and doing whatever you need to do.
Icebreaker mod.
It's an icebreaker mod, right? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And then there's another one by the door, so we'll go work our way around there. This little guy right here, actually.
Oh yeah, this is the hook to hold the door open, because the door doesn't have any way to hold it open except the hinge friction, so you just latch that. Of course, this is a common thing on trailers, but it doesn't come on it, so this is a good way to do it. And then you can store that there, and then the door will stay open no matter what the wind is
Where'd
doing.
you pick up that piece? Amazon or online?
Just at the hardware store. It's commonly available. That one happens to be stainless, which is good. And
the next one is this little drop down.
This is the drop down table that is really convenient. This thing just folds right up flat here, and when you're underway, and then you just drop it down. You can use it for food storage or serving dishes or whatever you want to do. But it's also a nice place for Hula Girl and Drinking Bird to hang out.
Those mods have traveled with you from trailer to trailer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, they like to come along. They seem to enjoy the trip and everything, so that's nice.
Okay. Any others on the outside? The vent for the toilet, right?
Yeah, we want to look at that now.
Let's look at that now while we're outside.
All right. So I took out the standard water-based toilet on this and put in a separate tiny toilet, which is waterless, and it vents to the outside with a blower inside all the time, and that's the vent for it. And what that does is it dries out everything in the toilet and keeps any odors out of the bathroom, and it works really well.
And any other things on the outside, or
I don't think so.
So I'll let you take over.
Okay. So the first thing I did was just to kind of make the kitchen more friendly and easier to use, less clutter. And the way to do that is to put the utensils where they're easily available all the time, whether you're cooking or washing dishes or just serving dinner or whatever. These things just where you can just grab them, pencils or chopsticks or whatever you want, just really quick and easy. It's really nice, and everything's right there. When you wash those, you can just drop them in here and they dry, and you don't have to think about it. And there's soap, and there's a towel that's new. And then I have these little USB lights, and in the dark, I block the light and it comes on. Take the light away and it goes back out again. Those things just come on at dusk and just make a little glow in here, so you can find your way around at night without turning on all the lights if you want to. Paper towel holder, and this is a special design that lays against the wall so it cannot unravel from bouncing around or drafts coming through, and it doesn't unravel. It just sits there and stays the way you see it now. And then back here, I put soap containers on the wall, so you don't have to deal with all the loose bottles and whatnot all the time. It's always right there. And the toilet paper holder, which is the same thing as the one out in front, and that lays against the wall and keeps itself from unwinding all the time. It just lays there against the wall, and it stays fine while underway, and it doesn't have any problem. The final thing of any consequence is that this is the separate tiny toilet. This fits in right where the other one, the stock one, is. It's screwed down to the floor, and it has a power supply coming to it, which is real easy to do. And that just turns on the fan. It's just screwed to the floor and mounted in there, and it's just fine. It fits in the same area. This is a big improvement because it doesn't use any water at all. Probably the majority of water that gets used in trailers is used for the toilet, and maybe the second one is used for showering or something. But when you eliminate all the water you use for the toilet, then all of a sudden you can stay out much longer with your limited 65 gallons of water that this has. And then I upgraded the TV. This is kind of silly maybe, but a 43 fits in here really well. I think they come with a 32, but anyway, I upgraded to this one, and we use it for various things. And then it seems like a minor issue, but this is a really practical clock for when you're underway. It's easily adaptable to different time zones. So if you're traveling across the US, you're constantly getting into different time zones. So this one, you just pop it open, make a quick adjustment, slam it back closed again, and you're back in business in the new time zone you're in. And it looks nice. It's a marine clock. Clocks that you put in trailers have to be easily adjusted for the new time zone, and at the same time stay stable on the wall. So a lot of them mount on a hook or a screw, but they'll just swing all over the place. You know, they can't do that in a house, but they will on a trailer wall. So this one is screwed tight, but it still has accessibility to adjusting. So that's why I like that one. I think that's the majority of them. So the ball's rolling now, and we're going to get going on some more mods over time. But
how hard was the toilet to install? Would you say that's a more technical?
It's a little bit harder. You have to drill a 2-inch hole through the back wall of the trailer, and it doesn't hit anything that is really critical, so that's not a big deal. And then you have to make an adapter plate, which I made mine out of a piece of polyethylene sheet, like a cutting board material, because there's a flange there under the old ones, and so you make a new adapter plate that has a 7-inch hole and drops over that and matches the outline of the new toilet, and then you just set the toilet on and screw it down. It's really pretty simple. And as far as the power goes, that's a real standard little plug, and the wire just comes right over to the fuse panel where there's an extra slot so that you can just put a little 5-amp fuse in there. That's really simple to do. It should be completely trouble-free. I've had these in 2 previous trailers, and they're just marvelous. They just work well and preserve water, so I really like them. There is one other thing that I might mention here, and that is that the tongue on these trailers is very high since they have such good ground clearance, and it makes it a little bit tricky to hook up to various trucks. So this is a trimmer, and it's already fairly high, but in order to get the trailer completely level, the hitch interferes with the tailgate. And so what I'm working on now is a way to fix that so I can get the trailer level. I'm already running the suspension as low as I want to run it on the highway, and I still can't quite get it level. So I'm going to do a hitch mod of some kind here and see how that works out for leveling the trailer. So there's more information to come here.
Yeah, I guess where's the best place if you do these mods or updates or tips?
Yeah, well, I have a Facebook group called Pause Reboot Trailer Community, and that's a good place to discuss these. That's exactly what this is for, and we have pauses on there, reboots on there, and mods on there, and it's also a community place where you can go and talk about if you're having any trouble or you're going to go on a trip somewhere or something. You know, it's a nice place. It's a community place, so we can. It's nice. It's not intimidating, and it's easy to get there, and so people just check in with comments and how-to information and hey, where are you going this weekend, that kind of thing. So it's really nice, and that's running, and anybody can come over there and join that, and I invite them to do it. And if you have any information or any more questions about what I'm trying to do here, by all means get in touch, and I'll talk to you about it. I'm trying to figure it out just like everybody else is.
We'll link that in the description. I think it's a great resource for anybody that's seriously looking at buying one of these, or if you own one.
Absolutely.
It's great. Thanks, John, for sharing the mods. It's great to always see what you do with your trailers. And
thank you. My pleasure. I enjoy it, and we're having a good time out here. And thanks to you guys for putting all this on. I know it's a lot of work, and I really appreciate it. And all of us here that brought trailers out of had a wonderful few days here and at Romerland, and yeah, thanks to you guys too.
It's been great, and I'm excited to see what you do next. So
Yeah,
I'll be
we'll
on the Facebook group.
yeah, we'll see. We'll be on there. We'll be on it. Pause Reboot Trailer Community. There'll be more information. Yeah, good.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions for John, maybe put a comment below, and we'll try to pass it on to him. Thank you.